Right now to alcohol. As I mentioned earlier, having a drink has long been part of the Australian lifestyle. There's not much harm in it until somebody has too many drinks.
I drank like a fish. I mean, I joined cultures when I was 16, went out on the road, and for 10 years, you can count the days I was sober on one hand.
It was old-time rock and roll, and he loved it.
I drink a bottle of vodka on stage. At one point, for a while in culture, so I was drinking a bottle of scotch, and a bottle of Drambuie.
For Jimmy Barnes, booze was part of the act, part of the action. But we wanted to find out, what are the drinking habits of everyday Australians? Now, when we did this survey 10 years ago, 73% of people said that they drink regularly. That's gone up. Now 81% of us love a drink. And Perth, it seems, is the thirstiest city, with 86% saying that they drink regularly. Maybe they're just more honest. But how many of us admit that we drink too much?
Big nights, non-stop drinking, or not, I guess.
Probably a whole bottle.
I lose count sometimes.
About half of us say that we consume less than 5 drinks a week. When it comes to getting drunk, about 1 in 10 people admit that they do it every week.
By the time I hit 16, I was drinking during the day, drinking all week, drinking to...
When he plays these days, he sees a legacy he doesn't much like.
Half of the audience are still sort of emulating what I used to do as a young fella, and they're up there, like trying to pass me bottles of vodka or drinks or anything like that. And you know that some of these people are drinking and driving. They have to be. You're playing out in the bush, out in the clubs and stuff. There's no way they can get home.
So Jimmy is now part of RADD, Recording Artists Against Drink Driving, an issue that's been the standout in our latest survey.
If you drink and you drive and you're unfortunate enough to hit somebody, you want to pray to God you don't ever go to prison.
In 1995, 41% of us admitted to getting behind the wheel of a car while over the limit. 10 years on, and countless campaigns later, nothing has changed.
I am surprised. I am.
41% say that they still drink and drive.
I'm actually very shocked. It's been, a lot of effort put into it, and I'm surprised that it just hasn't done a thing. It's as a parent, it's a scary thing. I'll lie in bed, sometimes on a Saturday night, and I'll ring my kids, 5 times, between 10 o'clock and midnight, just to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, there's been plenty of situations where I've been barely able to walk and still drove,
Cameron Neville says that he's driven blind drunk more than 100 times. But how many times did he actually get caught?
Twice. Once because the car broke down, and I was that drunk that I didn't realise, it wasn't going to work.
The second time, he nearly killed himself, blacking out and slamming into a parked caravan.
There could have been anybody in the caravan. There could have been kids in that caravan, and I didn't even think about it at the time. I didn't really care,
Men are the worst offenders. Half of them admit that they drive over the limit. And women, well, it's 1 in 3. Surprisingly, the worst age group is not young drivers, but the 40 to 54-year-olds.
That says a lot to me just in the fact that, these are the people who are influencing, they're the role models for young people.
Now, only 17% of those who owned up to drink driving said that they'd been caught. But just look at who has been caught recently. There have been footballers, a former Attorney General.
Obviously, I respect and accept the decision of the court today.
And even pop idols.
It was just the wrong thing to do, and it was breaking the law. So.
The average driver just doesn't understand the risks that are involved, and they certainly don't understand the consequences for those people who get injured, killed, or those who are left behind.
Roger Snaith's 17-year-old daughter, Alicia, paid the price. She paid for someone else's drink-driving mistake. Now the grieving father is on a personal mission to make a difference. He's trying to convince traffic offenders of the real risks of drinking and then getting behind the wheel.
We have rules on the road, and I think to myself, why do they think they have the right? What gives them the right to believe the rules don't apply to them?
Anybody listening, that's the big question. All right, there's